Okay.
Just looking over it just to make sure there wasn't anything.
Because the way it's appearing is like you were supposed to be completing it, not me.
Okay. What's it about, like the mental health diagnosis and stuff, your medications?
It's just the way that it's reading. It's like you were supposed to complete it and not me. It's saying staff. It doesn't have a signature.
Like at the bottom there, yeah, that's where like the signature. When you complete it, I just sign off on it.
Okay.
But it's for the client because you're the one that knows who. You're the one that knows.
Okay. Okay. So how long would this be? Because people aren't following laws around me all over the place, so I don't know what to do with that.
So I will turn this in to our wellness community, and what's going to happen is you're going to go on like a waiting list, and the waiting list goes pretty quick. You'll get a phone call from Jen. Her name is Jennifer. Okay. She'll schedule you an interview. Okay. And if you do well in that interview, and I hope you do well during that interview.
I don't typically do well because it's already bought off and paid before I enter that I don't do well.
Well, depending on how the interview goes. It'll go. Jen will send that before the review board. So it's a bunch of different people and you'll spin.
Well, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Since when is it so much interviewing and people just simply don't have rights? Used to be when you applied for services, you actually got them, but there's waiting lists, lottery systems that exclude me from services that I never see.
There's so many people trying to get housing right now.
But I did inform you that I have a housing discrimination. I'm not really being heard. So for the illegal eviction, I'm not quite certain the relevancy of having case management year after year because they don't seem to care and leave me in crisis situations as I address. So there's an issue with illegal reporting housing discrimination, and you're aware of that because there's an illegal eviction.
Yes.
Are there any kind of avenue to be proactive with case management? Because they all don't actually scam to deprive me of it and leave me in it and demand that I do case management on my own. So if you're aware that they're doing a legal eviction and there's no one on the planet that can help me with Goldman, there's no crisis manager, no person with housing, and you claim that you're not racking up a felony charge, you claim that, and as well as everywhere else I'm at. So I'm not quite sure on what to do with that. What do I do with your case management and you know about this and you're doing nothing to advocate for me?
Well, that's why I'm here filling this out.
Well, the advocating the issue of people leaving me, so they'll do the same thing there. They've done it 50 other times. Everyone's covering for the party that's setting it up. So if they have done it 50 other times, how will it stop? If I keep getting application to application to be in the same position.
How will the housing discrimination stop? Is that what you're asking?
Well, who's behind the housing discrimination location to location? And everyone that's covering for that party, just doing the same thing every location, everywhere I go, 50 sometimes, covering for it, blaming me for it, deflecting, and not being honest, putting my safety at risk, not being honest, saying that we're taking bribes, we're being controlled by your abuser that's not mentally stable to want to do this.
So what you're saying is, what you're asking is who is behind because you've been experiencing housing issues at every location you've been to. Right, top 50 put outs and schemes 50. to deny me housing. And you're asking is who's behind all this? I'm asking what are you going to do as a case manager? It appears that you're depriving me of case management like all my other case managers have been. Every place I've been since I've been in this crisis situation. Conspiracy to violate rights is a felony crime, and they demand that I not record my mistreat me because I know it's not realistic. To repeatedly experience this over and over by everyone you come in contact with. So people demand that I not record their active crimes. Some places, were so insistent, demanded my phone was off in case the FBI was on it monitoring them. That's a red flag to people with common sense that they're doing something amiss. And I guess you saw the YouTube channel. How did you know? Well, why would you immediately enter the situation with demanding that I not record you? We have people. So what happened was, a lady off the street, someone who I don't know that person's name. A person contacted me that watches your YouTube channel. So you need to report that to law enforcement. That's stalking, and they repeatedly do this and report crimes that are, and then people disregard the fact that I'm being illegally monitored and stalked by these YouTubers. I can report it to law enforcement, but YouTube, here's the thing. No, I don't want to deflect, because I'm not quite certain on why all my case management and everyone I come in contact with, before I got the YouTube channel, as I expressed to you, the police department used to come at me, and I'm not quite certain of why the YouTubers aren't concerned about that. The police department used to come on their own and remove me from places that no one caught, even in a tent off the grid, at bus stops.
And official oppression is criminal, and there's mandatory reporting laws. And I'm not quite certain why everyone I come in contact with hasn't got their criminal charges for leaving me in abuse year after year. But I don't want to deflect on the fact that people are blaming crimes the police department repeatedly commits on these YouTubers. As I expressed to you, that's not relevant to this situation. They came here and interrupted me speaking to you, and they came multiple other times. YouTubers didn't have a time to call the police department.
So the YouTubers weren't calling the...
Yeah, the YouTubers didn't call the sheriff and have the sheriff remove you. YouTubers didn't do that. And YouTubers didn't do it when they were at coming to a restaurant trying to set me up, arresting me for using transit. YouTubers didn't do that. Now the con is YouTubers did it to stay out of prison, and I'm not quite certain, no matter how much power one has, would all the accomplices not be in cahoots and get their criminal charges, and then deceive themselves as well as others that this isn't criminal. As you know, that I've been going through this an extended amount of time, and I'm not quite certain on why you play games and wouldn't just want me to go to Mid-Coast. I asked for you haven't given me any kind of resources in the community, period, and your case management. They demanded for me to get mental health treatment because I wanted resources. And you keep on trying to convince me. I don't believe you. I know that you're being manipulated and coached because I saw it happen outside.
With the police?
Yes.
Yeah. I can see what you're saying. And if you would like to know what we talked about, I can tell you what we talked about.
Okay.
That day on Monday, that was a week ago, when they came here, they came out because...
I don't know. There's pathological lies. I want, if it's possible, I don't want to be around pathological liars.
Okay.
I don't want, that's not what, because I know people, they'll probably change the reason they're evicting me, even though it's in paper. That's why they won't give me records, because the government officials, all they do is pathologically lie. If they want to be pathological liars, I'd like to have an opportunity to flee them. I would like to be around people that are not pathological liars and that are honest, but I can't find it. So I would like to discuss what he spoke with you about and not try to give him an alibi for committing a crime, illegally monitoring me, and come out to interrupt me from getting resources from you.
So what they spoke to me about, they just wanted to make sure that you and I were both safe, that you were good and I was good.
Well, if he had a concern, why didn't he speak with me specifically? Did you tell him that I reported domestic abuse situation to you?
They know that because you reported that.
Okay, if they know it, then he was not concerned about my experiences. He only was concerned about you and was violating my rights.
Well, I think it was because of how the situation went down.
Okay, so you talked 20 minutes about am I okay? And are you okay? And then they left me in my crisis, and you have no resources.
What it went down. They were concerned about my safety and your safety.
Okay, so why would I be unsafe for have someone kidnapping me 30 times all over this place?
Why would you be unsafe?
Yeah, why would you be unsafe being around me and someone kidnapped me?
Why would I be good?
Why weren't you safe? And law enforcement has assaulted and kidnapped me and enlisted everybody I come in my environment to be pathological liars. Why am I such a big threat and I never laid a hand on anyone? They assaulted me, attacked me, and hauled me off to jail for trying to flee abuse repeatedly over and over. And enlisted everyone I come in contact with to be in cahoots. So what safety, what concern would you have? Because I'm trying to flee abuse. I think they were probably making false reports. Let's go ahead and hear what they had.
Like what I was telling them that day, you're right. You weren't being unsafe. I was not feeling unsafe.
So they thought that you were unsafe being around me, a government witness?
They thought because of you raising your voice, which, people raise their voice.
So they didn't care about me being assaulted? Maybe there's integrity issues. Because if they condone police assaulting me and taking my freedom for trying to flee abuse year after year, I think that there's something wrong. And if they're condoning a felony crime of cyber stalking, these YouTubers calling everywhere I'm at, including hotel stays and restaurants. Bro, a lot of times I don't have time to upload the videos with the YouTubers. YouTubers couldn't have contacted the sheriff to come remove you. That was impossible. YouTubers couldn't have contacted the police at the KFC or law enforcement to come at a bus stop I was sitting at alone. YouTubers couldn't have done that. So I think that someone has used strategizing YouTubers as a strategy to get away with crimes that were already committed. And all the parties around me are allowing them to do it. And that makes them conspirators in these charges. So I did the application, and then there's an interview process, and I've done countless applications to get nowhere. And in fact, I have an email. I did this long drawn out application. All my case managers are like you. They never do case management. Leave me in my abuse and conspire with it. Play mind games, pathologically lie. Any service they have, I always end it. All of them. The last case manager that I actually had, they don't give me case management. They're abusive, intimidate me. She was someone at Austin Shelter.
Okay.
So I told her I wanted to be a flea abuse. She was abusive. They
Uh-huh.
intimidated me, had another party, like I was violent, just like you. So they scammed that I was a problem for trying to flee abuse. And it was 2 people. I was being monitored with my case management. So she scams that she's going, the only services I could possibly get, period, is food stamps. That's all the other services that everyone else get, I don't get. So she demanded that I only get food stamps. So then when it was time to do the food stamps, she scammed that she couldn't get in the system. And then I said, you can't get in the system because that's not me. And then when I said that's not me, she immediately ended it and we got nowhere. And
Do you
then
have food stamps?
No, they won't give them to me. That's how huge the violation of my rights are. How do you get food stamps?
So there's an option. We do have a support at GulfFin. We have, her name is Cheryl Roper.
How do you get them? You don't know?
There's an application that you.
Okay, then what's the qualifications to get food stamps?
You have to make below a certain income level, and you get SSI, I believe.
No.
You don't get SSI.
No.
What income? What kind
child
of
support back? Child support payments.
Okay, so you get child support payments. Okay.
It's on that paper in your hand.
Okay, yeah, I thought I saw that on here.
So how do you get it? The food stamps.
Okay, so there's 2 ways that you could apply. You could go directly to the food stamps office. And,
what is the qualifications to get the food stamps?
You have to have a certain disability.
Okay.
Which you do.
Okay.
You're getting GulfFin services, so
Okay.
that would possibly qualify you.
Well, if everything's possibly it feels like a mind game because no service is guaranteed, and I don't ever see them,
You're
and
right.
that's why I think it's a felony.
You're right. No, not all services.
No, that's not the expression that I mean. If you qualify, when you're me, you don't qualify. It's possibly. So with meeting all the criteria that all the citizens, other citizens get that can get the services, with me it's always possibly, might, perhaps.
I tell that to all my clients.
But everyone I come in contact with does that. They automatically know. They have a heads up knowledge that I'm not going to get the services that other parties get. And with me, even though I meet the criteria, it's possibility, and I don't get them. Their possibility would be spot on. Even though meeting all, like I said, all the criteria, spot for spot, that everyone has to get the services, I don't get the services.
Well, not all benefits are guaranteed. You can apply.
Right, that's the problem around me, and you don't seem to think that that's a felony crime of conspiracy to violate rights when it is. So giving everyone else the benefits and excluding me from it, that's criminal, and it should be.
You can reapply and see what happens.
What do you mean reapply?
You can apply for food stamps and see what happens. If
maybe someone already prearranged and told you that I wasn't going to get them, like I haven't been getting them, so maybe your would be accurate. It would be a waste of time, like that probably is. They're probably going to scam that a YouTuber call and then you won't come back because I recorded an interaction or whatever, and that's the scam, that scapegoat that you are being put out for recording crimes repeatedly over and over. But they were doing it anyway before I started to record it. I knew no one would believe my story, so I had to.
Can I intervene real quick? You said that I'm not going to come back. I'm here in front of you right now. If I didn't want to come back, I would not have came back.
Well, I don't really see a relevancy because I'm not really getting anywhere.
It takes time.
But if someone's in a crisis, why would you demand that they stay in it everywhere I'm at? Why would you give resources and then you're clearly not giving me any? I have no paper. They won't do it here. And everywhere I've been, they treat me the same way.
Housing resources take time. There's a process.
But I asked you over the phone, the case management, before my abuser got in control, they weren't like that. They openly gave you resources and then withhold them and talk to police 20 minutes everywhere I'm at. And then tell you, I got the paperwork now. You want me to go to Midcoast? They want me to go to elderly centers and daycares.
Elderly centers?
Yes.
Why?
Because they were being condescending. That's how my case managers are told to treat me.
You're not old.
That's what they did to be condescending.
What, you're 50, I think?
Well, I don't know how that's relevant, but if you need...
old. You look young.
Okay, thank you.
Very young.
Okay, thank you.
I was going to say, I know your age, and I know you're...
I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the fact... Thank you, I've heard that. I want to talk about the fact that they told me to go to daycare centers, being condescending, for the elderly to flee abuse. And then I call on the line you want me to call on my phone. They told me to go to get mental health treatment. And I believe I'm speaking with scammers, but law enforcement's covering for it. Because they've been doing it for years. They used to hang up when I wasn't recording. And they wanted to make it seem that I wanted services like in person.
So all these places, the resources that I gave you, you called.
You only gave me one resource for Midcoast. I wanted something in writing. something on a piece of paper specifically for women fleeing abuse because law enforcement is in cahoots with it. And they demand everyone around me be in cahoots with it too. So year after year, I know that especially mental health providers, because they want me to get mental health providers as a smear campaign. So it's on lockdown. It's an impossibility because I believe my situations are prearranged and controlled. But that's a violation of my rights to monitor me illegally like that, which we have evidence of it when they came to interrupt you from helping me. They also came to interrupt someone from helping me in Tyler on their own and gave me a criminal trespass when I wasn't recording. That's why I have to record the way that people treat me. It's criminal, and they demand that I not record their crimes. And when you're committing crimes, you don't want to be recorded committing crimes. That's common sense.
Well, the reason why I don't consent to it because it's not.
Well, I think that it needs to be recorded because some kind of way all my case management work or social workers leave me in abuse year after year and have made themselves accomplices to aiding and abetting these police officers, keeping me from any kind of possibility to flee their abuse.
Okay, so you filled this out.
I did.
Turn this in.
So getting domestic violence resources is an impossibility as it's been all these years. So, it can't be done.
I gave you.
I don't want those. I want a list of resources in writing. My device is hacked. If you are case management, if it's a possibility, I just simply want a list of resources in writing that you give everyone else. Not homeless shelters. You have nothing. Your case management won't do any kind of case management, any leg work, no kind of possibility of you doing your job description. Everywhere I'm at, it's never an option. It just can't be done. So it's irrelevant for me to see these case managers, but places demand that I get violated by I'm gonna stay on property. Play mind games, have 30 minutes to do something that never happened. Everything shuts down. Transport, every service that I want, they're out of Band-Aids. If I need something petty like a Band-Aid, they're out of those.
Here's a list of all kinds of different resources.
Suicide prevention, rape, sexual assault center, sexual abuse hotline, child abuse hotline. These are numbers. 988 suicide, sexual assault hotline, paramedic emergency, mental health crisis, mental health, children youth, private practitioners, medical clinics, children's services offices, child care referrals, family support center, Mid-Coast, self-help groups, Coastal Bend, substance abuse counseling, Alcoholics Anonymous, mental health services. This is not, I like more detailed. And you don't want to know something peculiar? So I was at New Beginnings.
Okay.
She waited and waited and waited and played games. Okay. Then she had the same nonsense, giving me prearranged places. So I would like a vast scope because I don't have rights that other women have. So this isn't really, basically what's happening is they're committing a felony crime of conspiracy to violate rights. And since they know it's a felony, you have to strategize to do it. So they give me prearranged printouts. So she waited and waited because someone was controlling her, telling her what to print out in malice.
Well, that's what I have.
Right, this is a disconnect. But it's been disconnected when you were going to report the abuse, then you weren't, then you had to transport, and then you didn't. There's been a lot of disconnects everywhere I'm at. So I would realize that it has to be a disconnect to not get criminal charges for this. But I'm asking you to do case management. Are you refusing to do it and then blaming me for it?
I am giving.
That's not. I would like something for domestic violence solely, since I'm trying to flee a domestic violence crisis that everyone I have ever came in contact with was in cahoots with. That makes it even more serious. Everyone.
I am giving you what I have.
I know. So you are okay. So what's the relevancy of seeing you? I will just go aboard because you're not doing case management. Period. You won't. It's controlled case management to get me nowhere. So these resources don't help. It's not domestic violence, and you're not doing the proper case management. And as all parties have not, they refuse to, and just demand that I not record their active crimes. So I just have to get the services that you guys allow. I don't have rights. Since the abuser set up the illegal eviction, he has to list accomplices like he does every other time. Whoever's doing this, everywhere I'm at, to cover for it and leave me in it. He gets what he wants. He always does. I've never seen him not get what he wants. That's why I have even though things are illegal, people just don't seem to abide by the law for profit. Someone is demanding that I take abuse. So if you don't want to give me no one on this planet wants to give me domestic violence resources, I think that's a red flag. They know it's happening and they're in cahoots with it. And they're pathologically lying any kind of strategy to leave me in abuse and not be held accountable for it year after year. That's something that's really hard to prove, that that person would repeatedly experience something like that. That every single person they come in contact with is coached and prepped to leave them in abuse, like what I witnessed the other day.
And I told you, I was honest with you. I told you exactly what they said.
Right, but you didn't report that they came on their own and tried to enlist you to take the fall and cover for the crime.
Well, they came in response to a call that they received.
I hadn't uploaded anything for it to be a call.
But you call we called
that's stalking. That we call the police department, not the sheriff's.
We call the sheriff's department.
I don't want to hear a pathological lie repeatedly over and over and over and over to cover for crimes. Okay. The fact still remains is that no one should be able to contact you and find you and then tell you that I recorded you. That's criminal, and then you to cover for me being violated like that. I don't see why that wouldn't be criminal.
And due to the nature of how that call ended, we did call the police department. We called.
You didn't report that party that called you and stalked me, that felony charge, because I think someone's behind me, someone sabotaging all my rights. And that's a felony crime, as we've already addressed, and doing that in the conspiracy. So if someone is calling around and listing all these parties that to deprive me of my rights, like they were doing before I had the channel, which is why I got the channel, the very reason why I got the channel, you have to report that, or you commit a criminal offense, and you've already committed other criminal offenses by not doing your mandatory reporting for other crimes. So all my case managers have done the same thing. If they like this location, then demand that I get mental health treatment when my abuser was mad. And still not giving me the services. It hasn't been up for options. That's what abusers do. They don't want anyone fleeing them. That's what you can't be mad at the abuser. That typical abuser mentality, check for check, is just compounded when this abuser is running the government and everyone around me. The tricky part is proving it keeps happening. So if you're refusing to give me the resources or do proper case management or everywhere else I'm at, there's no way I can combat it. So the transport stopped. You don't care about my iron. So no one had, even using public transit. I've had problems using it. They told me with a bus pass in my hand that I couldn't catch the bus, so they called the police. That's why I had to get the YouTube channel, for being repeatedly treated like that. So you have the application. Is there anything that you can do remotely? So you want to concentrate on disregarding the fact that I want resources, and the resources your demands are not local.
A lot of those are local. Texas Rio Grande is local.
They're not legal. I have a housing crisis. You're leaving me in it, as well as everyone I've ever came in contact with.
Okay, and I just gave you a housing resource. That's why we filled this out.
Right, but I wanted a list of it because I think that you'll throw it in the trash like everywhere else, and I think there'll be a scam to keep me from housing. So I wanted resources to protect myself and be proactive, but the problematic part of it is my abusers running people are in my circle, and the tricky part is proving it.
So let's write that down. So you want additional housing resources.
Right, which I stated, and you demanded that I do this.
Okay, turn that over. Is that okay if I take my computer out? Because I have the list on my computer.
I like to get a printout, like everyone else gets.
Okay, I can give you a printout.
Yeah, the big, huge book. Aren't you supposed to give me that anyway?
With entrance? One, yes.
Okay, hold on. I have a question. With entering case management, I thought you entered case management with giving someone a big booklet of local resources.
You have, yes.
You never gave me one.
Okay, I'm sorry. I will mail.
I asked you that over the phone.
Can you mail? Can you get mail?
It's Christ's time crunch. I told you that over the phone, and you demanded that we wait, and you didn't do your. You didn't. I thought with entering case management, you're supposed to give me local resources.
And I will mail that to you.
You're demanding that I get it mailed, and it's time sensitive, and we've already discussed this. This is how my case managers are. They're abusive. This is psychological abuse. They're just like my case manager said, I'm scared. I don't want to live in a tent. I get threatened. I have to go. I'm going on vacation to leave me in it. That was a crime she committed. Her name was Akia with MHMR.
And I was more focused on this wellness community.
But that's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem with you, Akia. Then Janisa with MHMR, Metro Care, walking off when I'm begging for help to flee abuse. Then Adrian conspiring with it and slandering me, trying to terrorize me with came on her own. The YouTuber didn't call the police this time. The police said that I was having a mental crisis for trying to report interference with child custody crimes. Now it's the YouTubers did. It's uploaded. So the YouTubers, the police department found my case manager, and they want YouTube to believe that they're not in cahoots. They stalked me and found my case manager, and demanded that I not report interference with child custody crimes. And I was abusing 911 for repeatedly trying to report crimes that were repeatedly committed to me every single day. I can barely use my devices. I'm calling con artists. It's defrauding me out of funds. Those are federal charges. I've experienced official oppression that you've witnessed, and you're covering for it, as well as everyone else I come in contact with. You have evidence that I'm being stopped, as well as everyone else on the planet, and they just leave me in it. So we're not solving the issue of the problem. They just want to band-aid the issue when it's something more serious that you can't band-aid. It has to be corrected. And no one will correct it, so every location I flee to, I experience the same thing, because everyone I come in contact with is covering for the problem and blaming me for it.
And that's one of the reasons why I said don't record these sessions, because, and I'm just being
we're deflecting on the fact that you are covering for official oppression. You're covering for the fact that someone illegally found you. That's stalking. Why do these YouTubers, why are they terrorizing me? Why do you condone YouTubers terrorizing me? Why would YouTubers terrorize someone for trying to flee abuse?
They shouldn't.
Right, that shows the mental capacity of these YouTubers. And these YouTubers are a threat, and you're aware of that, and you're not bothered by it. And I don't want case managers that condone. That's the problem. I'm not really being heard. The YouTubers stalk me, and that's everyone's covering for it, like you are. You don't see that YouTubers finding you in my job and everywhere I'm at restaurants, hotel stays. You don't see that as a problem and criminal, even though it is, as well as everyone else I come in contact with.
I understand that.
Right, and then the YouTubers told you that I recorded our session where if I wouldn't have recorded, I know that they would have set me up. They keep getting away with it.
It's not criminal to go on someone's YouTube page, though, and watch.
No, but stalking them is criminal. To find you, and my supervisors find me at hotel stays, and for whatever conversation it is with the police department, why everyone is condescending and plays mind games with me and gaslights.
Well,
that's a form of psychological abuse. To repeatedly condone abuse and try to strategize to where it's okay. That's gaslighting.
I hear what you're saying.
Well, the point still remains that you're justifying YouTubers calling me, finding me at KFCs in different locations. But there actually wasn't the YouTuber. It was flat out law enforcement then. Then they scammed. It was the YouTubers that did it. It's a YouTuber's fault. But the YouTubers didn't call me. The YouTubers shouldn't have known I was at the bus stop alone for all these people that are uploaded.
How do you think they found out?
Because I think that the law enforcement's committing crimes. I think law enforcement is stalking me for a powerful man. And then they know he's allowing him to be deranged, and with him in his mental illness, he wants everyone I come in contact with to be conspirators in his abuse.
So you think law enforcement is behind a lot of different things?
Yeah, I saw it when they came here. It had a con for them coming to remove you from giving me resources, the same resources you don't have today, the same resources we talked about on the phone. In locations I was arrested and assaulted trying to get the resources.
When do you have to leave here?
I have a court date. The police department said they can't do it. Uh-huh. You said they can't do it, but people don't follow laws around me.
You have a court date coming up.
Right.
What day is that court date?
I don't want to address that now, but I am pressed for time. And like I said, no one is concerned about the criminal activity or advocating for me or doing anything due diligence to do case management or report. If I'm supposed to be mentally ill and you are aware and you're my case manager and you know that I'm experiencing discrimination, you didn't give me any kind of strategies to combat it. You're leaving me in it like everyone else I came in contact with. My case manager in cahoots with abuse and cover up.
The reason why I was asking about the court date.
We're deflecting on the fact that you're my case manager and you said that they can't do it and police said that they couldn't do it. Did you give me numbers to call to advocate for myself, for my rights? Yeah. I don't see any circular location that you thought I could call to advocate.
Let's see here.
Rio Grande legal, I can't get legal aid. All of them have denied it. I don't know who I'm calling.
Okay. Well, if you need legal aid, that's the best one.
Maybe you can call on your phone and get it. I can't call on my phone.
I'm not calling. You need to call yourself.
That's an impossibility. That's the problem. You won't do case management. No one I come in contact with.
I'm not going to call for you.
I'm not able to. And you won't do case management and then blame me for it. Like everywhere else I've been.
If you want to call, that's your choice.
I can't call on my phone and you are refusing case management. That's not an option. So what do I call as a case? You're denying me case management like everyone else. I can't. It's irrelevant to see you. You're denying case management. You know that there's housing discrimination. You're not giving me any resources to report it. You're not reporting it. This isn't case management, it's abuse.
There's a domestic violence hotline on there.
The Mid-Coast?
There's also a rape and sexual assault center. I gave you that hotline.
I don't have any evidence of that, so I can't.
Right there.
I don't have any evidence. This is how my case management is.
Okay, so you don't have any evidence of rape and sexual assault.
Right, so that wouldn't be a good fit. It
wouldn't be helpful. But the domestic violence hotline would be.
That domestic violence hotline doesn't help me. I'm asking you for local research. What do I do with no one on this planet will give me case management? Period. No matter what I say, they have a strategy, bought off, they will not give up, and it is an impossibility for me to get case management every single place I'm at. If police, law enforcement, and security wasn't coming to remove me for trying to get it.
This is for you.
It's irrelevant. You're not doing reporting the housing discrimination, which is your job task as my case manager. You're not giving me any resources to report it. And I'm requesting it. Each thing I request, you can't populate. This isn't case management, it's abuse. So I can only get services that my abuser, whoever's setting this up allows. So whatever services you'll allow me to have, I'll have to take, because you're not willing to bend. Nobody does. So the services you're gonna let me do is possibly get this with this housing, and that's the only thing that we can do, period, with case management.
We can follow up on the wellness community.
Okay.
To see if you are eligible for that population. Again, there's an interview process, but we discussed.
Because my abuser is psychologically abusive. He wants to destroy all hope, and it's prearranged. So everything is possibility, maybe, perhaps. There's no definitives. That's part of psychological abuse.
And you said that you're interested in applying for food stamps. We can talk about that.
Okay, so food stamps and the wellness possibility, and it's not going to happen. It haven't happened in all these years. Mid-Coast had a location, and then they shut it down, and everyone has an alibi to stay out of prison.
Food stamps.
But it's irrelevant if we don't know the regulations to getting food stamps. Why would I apply and no one knows, and then everything changes when I'm present to exclude me from services? I just
told you what the requirements.
I don't know how to combat that. You don't want to be my case manager. And each local person that does the same place, the same game, I try to escalate and get another case manager that actually will give me case management, and then I get an even more bullying case manager for even wanting services.
Okay. So what I want to do with you right now, because we have not done it yet, I want to go over that recovery plan with you.
That's not relevant to me right now, because I can't recover if everyone I come in contact with can violate me and there's no accountability for it. My main concern now is being homeless, having this take people's being stalking me, cars coming at me, and everyone I come in contact with covering for it.
And that's why we have to have a recovery plan, so I know exactly what goals.
We've already went over this. We're deflecting on the fact that you're not taking my safety seriously, as well as everyone else I come in contact with.
And I am taking it seriously.
Well, where are the resources? I'd like to get resources on how to report the housing discrimination, so they won't have to evict me illegally.
We can do the corporate compliance number.
What is a corporate compliance number?
Goldfin has a corporate compliance number. I'm pretty sure you called it before.
I don't know what you're talking about. You probably know more than me. People are prepped before they have conversations with me. So what is this? So you report housing discrimination to Gulfbin?
Say that again?
You report housing discrimination to Gulfbin. That's your resource?
It's not just Gulfbin, it's everybody. I'm going to give you the...
But I'm not really being heard with my case managers year after year. It's like they're strategizing avenues to spin my wheels and play mind games, which is abusive to me. I'm asking for somewhere where I can legally advocate for myself, since nobody else will, and get resources on these countless housing discriminations and crimes that are committed to keep me from housing.
Kiana, I gave you all that.
You're in this mental health things. It has nothing on here with the housing authority.
It's not all.
Well, express to me which one on here you perceive. So I told you Rio Grande couldn't help. They were committing crimes, as well as all the legal aids I've ever been to. Mid-Coast can't help. They were committing crimes. So which one on here do you perceive can help me that I misunderstood?
Is HUD on here? HUD would be the housing discrimination.
Okay, well, you said it was on there. Where's it at?
Maybe it's not on here. I thought it was on here.
Yeah, people prearranged to spin my wheels. My abuser premeditates he'll commit a crime, And he uses law enforcement to enforce his abuse and enlists everyone in his mental illness, everyone I come in contact with, to be in cahoots to leave me in it. Where's the HUD office? I'll go in person and do a complaint.
It's in Austin.
Okay, I mean, they don't have a local one?
They do not have a local one. It's all by phone.
That doesn't make sense.
To my knowledge,
it feels like I'm being railroaded and trapped into a problem. Why would HUD hide?
They're not
Again,
hiding.
They're hiding if you can't contact them. How can you make a complaint? Our people have pathologically lied and didn't want me to go places.
Here we go.
What is that pay? Why are you giving me half the resources?
Because you already filled this out. You already filled this out when you first come in to go for the services.
So those are resources?
Yes, you already filled that part out.
So I filled it out and then you kept the resources because you just cut it out.
You filled that out with Stacy.
Okay, so
Stacy give you this?
I don't have it. That's what I'm asking you for. I find it a red flag that the people around me are deliberately withholding resources.
Well, that's why I'm
which is conspiracy to violate rights. They're deliberately strategizing avenues to not give me case management and not get caught.
And that's why I'm giving it to you.
Okay, can I have it?
Sure. So this has every complaint hotline, not just go.
So you said a few minutes ago you didn't have it. Now it's populated, and you don't want your felony charge. I get it. So now you didn't have. A few minutes ago you were playing games with this, spinning my wheels, and now all of a sudden you have it, but you didn't have it a few minutes ago. That's why I said I don't want to have case management. They're abusers. This has no resources on here. It has Gulf Bend Center, Rights Protection Officers, Disability Rights Texas, Health and Human Services Commission. Where do you see HUD on here?
HUD's not on there. That's the number I have to get off.
Yeah, people spin my wheels. They did this. They said they were giving me affirmations when I came in, and then I looked at the affirmations. I can show them to you. It says, write your affirmations here. She told me, she held me up, played games, ran at me, scaring me, said, here are your affirmations, and the affirmations are blank sheets of paper saying, write your affirmations. Do you want to see them?
Affirmations? Yeah, I would love to see them.
Okay, let me show you.
You would like to show them?
Well, there's no affirmations on it. She was being funny. You write your own affirmations.
Oh, so you write, you know what? Okay.
So that's not affirmations. I'm not getting the affirmations. It's telling me to write my own. It's blank.
What was the purpose of that?
That's how I'm treated. That's what I'm trying to express. Like you told me this was HUD, so I have to look at the paperwork because the army's full of people do it.
So what was
this isn't HUD. HUD isn't on here. This is about disability rights, Gulf Bend Center, Rights Protection Officers, Health and Human Services, Gulf Bend's committing crimes, ombudsman for behavioral health. I want to go to a location. My devices are hacked. I don't have rights that other citizens have. There's no addresses on here. There's no resources that I can go to advocate for myself and protect myself against armies full of people violating my rights.
Were you given a resource packet?
I have told you multiple different times. I asked for it over the phone. You said we'll talk about it later, and you still don't have it.
Well, I was not sure if you wanted a resource packet.
That's a blatant lie because I have the e-text telling you I want the resource packet or resources, and you demanded that I wait to today, and you still don't have it. And then they're not following policy and protocol everywhere I'm at, depriving me of resources like they did at Midcoast. I don't know how adult daycare centers is going to help someone flee abuse. It was like they were being condescending and abusive.
That would be
and pantries.
Sort of review.
Right, that's how I'm treated. That's why you have to prove it. Pantries to flee abuse.
Well, the HUD is not on the resource.
Right,
packet.
that's why I'm wanting it.
I would have to pull that up. And
Okay, I don't know how long it'll take. Because it's been taking years to get resources if you're not assaulted and arrested trying to get them, or police or law enforcement's not coming to remove someone from getting resources and that party cover for it. Can't take you to get iron medication or do anything on the planet. Just spin my wheels all the place, everywhere I'm at. Here, I wait, and then finally I needed to get mental health treatment. That was a resource that they had, a location that it wouldn't even give me mental health treatment. It won't call me back. Well, there was no relevancy, no point of them demanding that I call this number that never gave me the services to begin with. So, but as far as getting the packet that everybody else can get, it's an impossibility for me.
It's not possible. I will get you one.
Okay, are you going to Federal Express it?
I will do my best to get it out to you as soon as I can.
Your best isn't apparently not.
It'll be today when I get it out to you.
Okay.
When I get back to the office, it'll be today, and it'll probably be in tomorrow's mail.
Okay.
So you'll probably get it by tomorrow.
Is it going to be the condescending resources? Or can you write down domestic violence because you forgot it every time we've talked about it?
I will highlight.
You forgot that you saw the law enforcement shutting down the rally. So can I text it? Because everyone forgets that I'm feeling
I will highlight the ones that are relevant for you.
Yeah, like a broad range with addresses. People are controlled and they deliberately want me to call numbers, knowing that I'm speaking with scammers. I'm trying to prove it. So they withhold all the addresses, leaving me no possibility, and they demand that I take care of all the business on my phone to stay out of prison. And then law enforcement won't investigate that I'm talking to these scammers, defrauding me out of funds, which are federal charges. And then locations I live at demand that I not record active crimes to keep these people safe and keep me violated.
Again, I'm going to need to highlight what
if I'm not able to have input in my case management and have input, I feel like my rights are being violated. Because I'm not able to address to you my needs. You demand that I get to have address needs that aren't my needs. So I'm not getting proper case management. I'm railroaded into problems and trapped into them. I don't get treated like other parties, and I like to have input on my case management. That is typically what case managers do, but I do realize I'm being violated and don't have rights that other parties have. I'm not. Well, you always are saying that you're on the computer handling business, and I never get anything done with your business. You being on the computer is never relevant, but some kind of way law enforcement comes to set me up for one services over and over again. All these people on their devices, year after year, have to be on their devices for it just hasn't really been productive because I'm never getting the services. And then they say that they're on their computers helping, like Akia did. She wasn't helping me, and I never did. Nothing was accomplished without her help. Are you getting resources? You're not writing anything down.
That's what I'm pulling up.
It says that your computer hacked too?
It's not hacked. It just takes some time.
It's hacked. It don't take that long to look up one number to HUD and the address.
It takes time.
And it is hacked if it takes that long.
Sometimes it requires a little bit of patience.
Yeah, it's hacked.
Okay, here's the number.
I don't want the number. I wanted the address because as I expressed, you're not doing proper case management.
Again, this is just a number.
As I expressed. So you're railroading me and trapping me. You're my case managers and social workers.
HUD is
by your inability, I'm not getting case management. I cannot call the numbers. You were on your phone and your device an extended amount of time. I wanted addresses, places that I could go. This is not case management. It's abuse. Okay. I think that you're deliberately railroading me and trapping me in my situation. Okay, well then that wouldn't be a good fit. That wouldn't be a good fit.
Then we won't do it then.
Yeah. So I need a location that I can go to report that this can repeatedly happen.
I need for you. Authority. You've been to housing.
Okay, well I'll go report it in writing. I'll go back.
There you go. You can go report that to housing authority in Victoria.
Do they have a fax number?
I don't think so.
Are you're on your device and your case manager?
They don't have the fax number.
Did you look?
I can look, but I'm pretty sure they don't have.
Where's all the fax numbers now? Places I've noticed that since I've been in my crisis, no one has fax numbers anymore. So they can scam that they never got it and not get charges.
It would probably be best if you go over there and talk to them.
I've already went to go talk to them, but I want them to also be able to have the facts that have evidence with what I sent them. But everyone has now discontinued faxes since I'm in my crisis to not get criminal charges. I think probably the problem is that the law enforcement is telling people to commit crimes and trying to deceive them that they aren't racking up felonies for themselves. And then even though I'm telling these locations, they just couldn't care less because they perceive since criminal law enforcement is telling them to commit the crimes, they'll never be held accountable for all their felonies they're racking up. I think that's what's going on. I think the police department is telling you guys to strategize that it's not them and blaming their crimes on YouTubers and enlisting you to be in cahoots. And I don't know why if someone had it with integrity. I think that everyone that was accomplice to this, for someone that's dangerous and aware that they're dangerous, needs aiding and abetting charges. If it was someone that was not powerful and hiding behind law enforcement, this would be criminal. But people are being deceived by criminals that wear badges and guns, can run the government into the ground and use their authority as being government officials to enforce crimes. Civilians commit crimes to keep them and this man out of prison. That's a bigger threat. I thought when I read with terroristic threats that carried higher charges, because it's more dangerous when government officials have that much power to abuse. Because they do things like demanding citizens take the fall for crimes that they're committing. It needs to have a carrier higher weight.
Well,
you're having trouble again getting the final. Okay, so I went to the washer and then it was closed. I experienced the weird things all the time washing. So the washer wasn't working, and then the issues with drying, the clothes dried perfectly well. Then somebody had their clothes, I had to remove that. They leave their clothes in the dryer for days.
Yeah.
Then I had to remove all the clothes. Then the dryer wasn't working and wouldn't dry my clothes, and I had to go back and forth, back and forth. I don't feel good. No one cares and will abide by the law around me. I can't get my iron medicine. Transit stops everywhere I'm at, or it's controlled.
Can your pharmacy ship you your iron medication?
I was just going to get it over the counter.
Okay.
And give you the money for it.
Well, I can't do that.
You can, but you won't. You can, and it's a responsibility as case management. You can't. No one can abide by the law and do it.
That's not what this kind of case management is about.
Right, that's the problem. I want normal case management, that people where case managers actually care and abide by policies and protocols, and not let transport be shut down. That's what Gulf Bend had, transport to help people out, and they helped people get medication. That's a blatant lie. People with mental illness need help getting their medication. That's critical for people with mental illness, to have their case managers get them medication. That is a blatant lie.
Well, that's not the kind of case management services that you're getting.
I know. That's why I'm trying to make sure that people understand that crimes are being committed with me.
That's not a crime.
It is a crime. If it's services that other people get, you're endangering my safety. I said I feel dizzy and sick. You don't care. You still refuse to follow policies and protocols.
That would be an emergency situation. Do I need to get EMS out here?
Are you trying to set me up?
No, I was asking.
I just wanted my iron.
If you feel dizzy and sick, that's
I just wanted my iron and you to follow policies and protocols and not to deflect. I just want to come in contact with people that aren't controlled and psychologically abusive.
So if that's the case, if you're feeling dizzy and sick right now, that would be.
So you're deflecting the fact that you're not doing case management, and you're demanding that I get ambulance out here. You're demanding that.
I'm asking.
Because I want case. They demanded I get mental health treatment for wanting case management. That's how my life is.
I am asking.
That's how I told you no. I just wanted you to provide the right case management service and not withhold services. That's all I asked.
Okay, so here's the number and address to the Victoria Housing Authority.
Okay, just write down the address.
I'll let you write it down.
That's not case management. If you're not doing case management, will there be anyone? You have a computer in front of you. Can you just write it down?
You can write it down. I will give you the number and you write it down.
Well, that's abuse, ma'am. If you have it in front of you, what particular reason will you want to mistreat me and deprive me of that? If you have it in front of you, why can't you write it down? It said on that paper you were supposed to be filling out that form. My case managers deliberately make things hard whenever I am able to get it.
That is for the client to fill out with the case manager.
It doesn't say that. It said that you fill for your client. But people deliberately, they're supposed to be doing intakes and doing things, and my abuser's condescending. So he has them play mind games. And then have me do everything on my own. And then like when I'm at Metro PCS, they demand that I fix my device on my own.
I don't fill out any applications for anybody.
Well, it said on there that it was like an intake, like you were supposed to be doing that, and not me. I'm just trying to show you a paper trail of history of how I'm being treated. So when you go to Metro PCS, they don't demand that you fix your own device. Not me, and you don't have no clue on how to fix it. The case managers don't demand you do your own intake for psychological mind games.
I did the intake. I was with you.
Well, nonetheless, ma'am, I don't know how we're going to do this. You don't want to write this is abusive. You have it in front of you and you won't write it down. You're demanding that. I don't know what you see. It could be a con.
If you want to see, this is what
exactly what Can you make it closer? I can't see it. And you don't want to write it down and you claim that you're not an abuser.
That's exactly what I was going to give you.
And you don't want to call on your device for some reason, knowing mine is hacked?
I am not calling.
I think that's a red flag. You're supposed to as case management. You're denying me case management. That's case management.
That's
calling and
advocating.
advocating.
For my business phone. If you want to call a resource, you have to do that on your phone.
Right, that's a red flag that you know my device is hacked. Because as case management, you call and advocate for that party. Demanding that I call the number knowing my phone is hacked, that's a red flag that you're in cahoots with whatever's happening. Because I'm asking you to advocate for me and do case management and you're denying it.
Well, the last time we did that, Kiana, it did not go well.
Well, you're blaming me for crimes that were committed. So I don't want to get blamed for active crimes.
And when I tried to
that my other case management pathologically lied and said it didn't go well when I was trying to flee abuse. It never does. You get assaulted and arrested and blamed for crimes.
Did you write down the number and the address?
I don't need the number. I have the address.
Okay.
And the fax number is nowhere to be found. It doesn't exist.
Fax number on here.
Why would a housing authority not have a fax number?
I don't know. You could probably call that number.
I asked you to call, but you are condoning abuse.
You can call on your phone.
I don't have a. I think that's a red flag that you know something's wrong with it, and you're
very capable of calling these numbers.
I don't want to be bad gaslit, ma'am. My device is hacked. I'm not capable of it. You're not doing proper case management. You're not hearing me.
Well, you call people all the time.
But I'm not being heard. My device is hacked.
You clearly call the police.
I'm not being heard, ma'am. This isn't proper case management. You're supposed to take insight and take my feedback, and you're not doing it. This is abuse.
Well, like I said, you are more than capable.
I'm not capable. That's a blatant lie, ma'am. I'm not. That's a blatant lie. I don't have that right. So you say you gave me the number, you're doing all this text and back and forth or emails or whatever's happening. What are you doing?
Okay, are you done? Is there any other resources?
I know, because you're not helping me. I don't know who you're emailing and chatting with. You're not helping me. Well, you're not helping me, so I don't know. If you want to check emails in the middle of seeing a client, I'm not getting case management.
I am not checking emails.
Well, you're not helping me, so I don't know the relevancy of you.
I gave you the number.
Right, you're not helping me. You're on your computer.
Okay, is there anything else you want?
No, because we're doing something else. See, there's no relevancy of us interacting because you're working and doing something else while you're meeting with me. You're not taking my experience seriously.
I am taking your
No, and if you're doing something else that don't pertain to me, you're not helping me.
We're off of that. I'm going to put up my computer now. It is 11:57. The session is over.
Okay.
We will schedule next week.
Do you think you said I'll get will the resources be condescending again?
I will give you
pantries. It's impossible for you to do case management and just give me something on domestic violence, period. Or find a place that can give me resources on solely domestic violence. Everywhere on this planet hides it now. No one helps me.
Everything that I gave you.
But you're covering for it. You're covering for it. Because case managers don't demand that someone stay in abuse and deny them resources.
Okay, I gave you what I gave you.
You didn't give me any resources. You just submit. I'm asking for case management and resources. And you not to play games with the resources. And that you give me addresses and resources on my crisis situation. You're depriving me of case management.
I gave you the housing authority. You wrote that down.
So now you're retracting on, now that you're reading your emails, you're retracting on giving me the resources?
And what I told you, when I get back to the office, I'm going to print out that huge packet.
Right. And I'm asking to have involvement in my case management, if that's a possibility. I think that you guys are committing crimes and being controlled. I think that's why you keep me in my abuse year after year and make me pay and are condescending and abusive. I think that you're minions. That would be something hard to prove. That's why locations demand that my phone's off and all this kind of nonsense, because they don't want to be held accountable for their actions. So is it an impossibility for you to, as a case manager, to find any kind of person on this planet, period, besides Mid-Coast and the locations that are pre-bought off and paid? You can't do the legwork, even though it's your job, to print off me resources. You are unwilling to do that, even though that's your responsibility.
I did tell you I'm going to give you some.
Specifically, I don't know why you wouldn't be accomplices. I don't know why, because it's obvious. Specifically on domestic violence, and you're telling me that you're refusing to do case management and give me the resources that I'm seeking on specifically domestic violence resources with addresses.
Well, the session is over. We will have this conversation.
We've already had it when I texted you and you said we were going to have it today. In fact, I've been having it 10 years to get nowhere.
We already spoke.
The lady, when I met with someone, when I didn't even know what was going on in Waco, she had an emergency. And I couldn't have my appointment. And then they were being weird.
We already spoke.
We spoke, and I still haven't got the resources. You're denying case management. Right, and you're denying case management. I think that I've done it 10 years, ma'am. I just hope someone does something to interrupt this. It's a felony charge. Conspiracy to violate rights is a felony, and people sugarcoat it.
You live in Victoria, Texas. I gave you the resources.
You didn't give me.
Texas.
I'm asking for a broad. I'm asking you to do case management and give me broad resources, and you're refusing it. You are denying me case management, like everyone else has done, and you're strategizing a way to not be held accountable for your actions.
Next week will be another session. I have Monday. My schedule's full.
What are you emailing now?
I am trying to schedule you for a next.
Oh, okay. They don't up those. They will not up it on the period. Years of begging and pleading everyone that they won't up it. Period. Is their job for your range.
9 o'clock on August 15th.
Okay.
Would you like an appointment card?
Okay.
August 15th at the